to graph the absolute value of x. So if you think about it, let's say fx is equal to x. If we ignore the absolute value, so the graph will be a straight line just like this, y equal x. So we just label this x, this is y, but in this case I just put fx because fx equal x. And then if we absolute value of this, so this means that this line here is all become positive. So this is just like this. That's all. So I just clear this, I redraw this. So this is fx is equal to absolute value of x. So what happened if f of x, let's say if f of x is equal to, let's say x plus 3, for instance, absolute value. So what happened is this. This is the original graph, and it just moved 3 to the left horizontally. So this is 3, roughly 3 here, negative, because it moved to the left. And then when x is 0, y equals 3. So that's 3 there roughly. So just go ruler, connect together. So I missed that. I just redraw this 3. And that's all. So this is fx is equal to x plus 3 absolute value. Please stop the video and try this one yourself. So we know the original graph is this. That's the original graph. So this is absolute value of x. We just label x and fx first. So what happened? It moved because inside the absolute value, so at 1, it moved horizontal shift to the left 1 unit. So this is 1 here, negative 1. So I just clear this graph first. So now what it means, it just moved 1 to the left. So just draw this. And of course, we need to draw with ruler. And the y-intercept, to find this value y-intercept here. So when x is 0, that's what that meant. So you go f of 0, so which give me 0 plus 1 absolute value, so it's 1. So this is 1 here. What happened if f of x is equal to absolute value of x plus 1 outside instead? So how do you sketch that? So we know that the absolute value of x, original graph, would be like this, right? And then what happened? You add 1. So this graph, it just shift 1 vertically. That's all. Just go like this. So that is absolute value of x at 1. So if it add outside, it just move 1 unit up. Please stop the video and try this one yourself. So we know the original graph is this. So that's the original graph. And what happened is minus 2. So that means just shift down 2 units. That's all. So I just clear this. I just do this. And this is just that. That's all. But then we need to label. This is 2 minus 2. Now to find this value here, x and y intercept is the most important feature that we need to label. So when fx is 0, to find the y-intercept, so fx is 0, that means absolute value of x minus 2 is equal to 0. So absolute value of x is equal to move the 2 on the side, so become 2. So therefore, x equal negative or plus or minus 2. So just write negative 2 here, 2 here. Please stop the video and try this one yourself. First of all, we just need to sketch this negative absolute value of x first, because f of x is exactly the same as absolute value of negative x, like this, and add 2. So that's why we just get the negative absolute value of x first. So just like this. And then what happened? It just add 2. So just move 2 up. That's all. So we just move 2 up. So just draw down. And this is it. and this label this x, this is f of x, and then this is 2. Now to find this value, this is x-intercept, so therefore fx is equal to 0. So this means that 2 minus absolute value of x equal to 0. I move this on the side, so 2 equal absolute value of x. So therefore x is equal to -2 or x equal to 2. So this is -2 here, this is 2 here. Please stop the video and try this one yourself. To get this easier, if we just ignore the absolute value size, so which is fx equal to 2 minus x. So what happened? It would just find x and y intercept. So x-intercept is when y equals 0. So when, or fx in this case equals 0. So which is 2 minus x. Move x on this side, so become positive. So 2. So it is 2 here. Then to find y-intercept, so x is 0. So f of 0 is give me, because 2 minus 0. So the answer is 2. So 2 is just here. Then what we do? We just draw a straight line. But because it's absolute value, so we don't have negative. So like this. And then this is just going up. That's it. Label x f of x. Please stop the video and do this one yourself. So first of all, to sketch this graph, we need to sketch this one first. And then we just shift 2 units up. So just write it out first. So f of x equal 2 absolute value 2 minus x. So to do this, all I need to do is just find x and y intercept. So f of 0 is equal to absolute value 2 minus 0. So that give me 2. So the intercept is 2 here. And then when fx is equal to 0, so what we do, we just look at this graph, but we just ignore the absolute value size. So minus x equals 0. So move on this side, so x is 2, or 2 equal x, same thing. So 2 here. So the graph is like this, if you think about it. The graph like this. And then we add 2 units up. So 2 units up, and this is 2 here. So the graph will just go this way. That's all. And then don't forget to label, because you move 2 up. So this is 4. This one here, 2, 2. Label x. This is f of x. Please stop the video and do this one yourself. So because of the negative in front of absolute value, so therefore the graph is always below 0 in this case. So all we need to do, we just get this graph first, and then we just flip it upside down. So fx is equal to, I just write this first, 2x plus 3, absolute value. So when x is 0, y equal to 3. This 3 here. And then because it's negative here, we just put it negative here. So I just do it quickly, okay? So this goes 3 there, negative. And then to find x-intercept, so when fx is 0. So that means 2x minus 3, plus 3, absolute value equals 0. Then 2x plus 3 is 0. 2x equal negative 3, x equal negative 1.5. So 1.5 is roughly here, but it's negative 1.5. And then all I need to do is just connect this with ruler, of course, and then you just connect this. That's all. That's how you get this graph. So this label, this is x, this is fx. Now otherwise, you can just quickly draw this graph first completely, and then you just flip it, reflection about x-axis if you like. please stop the video and try this one yourself. So if you think about it, 2 times the absolute value of this function here, it just made the graph steeper, and then the negative sign is just to make the graph upside down. That's all it is. So everything else the same. So first of all, I just graph fx is equal to, let's say I just graph 2 absolute value of 3x plus 1 first, and then we just upside down. We just think like that, okay? So first of all, when y-intercept, so f0 is equal to 2 lots of 1, so which is 2. So if you have a negative here, let's say here, so that's become negative. So negative 2 is here somewhere. So it's just roughly. And then what happened is to find x-intercept. That means when y equals 0. In another word, fx is equal to 0. So this means that minus 2 absolute value of 3x plus 1 absolute value equals 0. So I divide by minus 2, it's the same thing. So that means 3x plus 1 equals 0, which is absolute value, but it's the same with without absolute value. So which is 3x equal negative 1. So x is negative 1/3. So which is 1/3 here, which is negative, so which is 3. And all I need to do now, I just connect this together. This and this is just like that. This is how you draw fx equal negative 2 absolute value of 3x plus 1. Thank you so much for watching.